Welcome to Geeks 4x4. Today we are going to work on the exhaust and finish the first skid plate. Let's get right to that. So I started out by cutting off the weird bends that were right at that flange and just making it straight, essentially. So now check this out, guys. That exhaust is up in there right now and you can't see it hardly at all. It's all tucked above the frame rail, which I am stoked about. So this is up and out of the way now, and ready to move to the next part of this. Let's go. Alrighty, well, welcome to Geeks 4x4 and good morning from the shop. Today we are working on skid plates. We're finally building skid plates. So I've got some footage of me cutting out the skid plate, and then this morning I got to work. So we show you guys all this stuff, show you what we have planned, and get you guys going on this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe as we go. Let's get right to it. Alrighty, so I broke out my Hero Cut plasma cutter here. This is the cheapest plasma cutter on Amazon. If you want to know more about it, go to my Amazon store. This thing works pretty good. It doesn't love 3/16. It's cheap. It's a 35 amp. But anyway, it did it and got this thing freed up. Have to cut on top of it, and then I bent it down. And then cut the edges where I was going to bend and took the grinder and made the edges of this thing really nice and smooth. This is the easy one. This skid plate went pretty quick as far as, you know, all the cutting and all the fixing and stuff like that. So let me show you in this next clip what we did to bend. Alrighty, so here is the plate for the transfer case. This is going to go between the transmission crossmember and a back crossmember that I made. And then what I'm going to do is bend the back up a little bit. So I ended up having to cut to bend this because I have no way to bend 3/16. This is all 3/16 steel, and let's show you where that one's gonna go. Got the exhaust all done, you guys saw that, and here, so it's gonna go between this one and over this one, and then be bent on the back of that one. So yeah, pretty sweet. Going to be very stout. I'm excited. So here is the first test fit. You can see me throwing the piece up there. It's got a nice angle on it. I really like the departure setup because that will push me off of rocks. So I'm excited about that. Started tacking it in place, got it to a spot that I wanted it, and then ended up pulling it back out of here to be able to finish weld it and weld all the inside and everything up like that. Put some cool side corners on it and all that stuff. But yeah, getting it out of there. This one weighs, well, here's a question for you. I'm going to pose it right now. How much more do you think this weighs than the factory crossmember? Because essentially this is my crossmember. Put it in the comments. We'll let you know at the end of the video. All right, now that we got it out, we are going to finish weld this sucker. And I feel like my welding is getting better, especially doing things like this. This is super useful because by the end of it, your welds look really good. So 3/16. I had my welder. This is a prime weld 30030 wire with gas, MIG mix and everything. And oh yeah, here's me cutting that part I'm going to bend. So I left like the end 1/2 inch essentially, and then I cut the whole center out with the plasma cutter, and then I took and grabbed a pair of channel locks and moved it and bent it. What you do if you can't bend something with a big press, you can bend it. You mostly cut it and then bend it, and then now I'm going to go ahead and re-weld it, probably along the bottom. See, there's all kinds of edges and stuff, so I'll have to clean that up, flip it over. But I'll tack it in place on the top, and then I'll finish weld it on the bottom. Be sweet. So the gap that you just saw is what the plasma cutter created when I cut it, which actually gave me a really nice gap to weld. So I ended up welding the entire thing all the way across, and that thing is now super stout. And then the welds were piling up on it because I suck at welding. So I'm really good at grinding though, so I took care of that with the old grinder and made this thing look like somebody that actually knew what they were doing, which, I don't know. Don't tell anybody. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just out here doing stuff. This is it, set up. I'm going to build pieces. They go right here. here's my, we're not using this audio started. So here's my cardboard cutout. We're gonna lay it somewhat like this, and it's gonna be my edges to this guy, and this thing is gonna be absolutely beefy. And boom, there it is. There is one brand new full transmission cross member and skid plate for the transfer case. Really excited how this came out. I'm gonna spray some paint on the top of it. Make sure I don't really want to take it down again, but I might have to anyway for the front one. Gotta figure out how to attach the front one to this with bolts. So if you get ideas, I would love to hear them. I'll show you it in the truck so you can see what I'm thinking of. And yeah, I welded completely the bottom of all of this. So it has welded completely around the bottom. And then I just kind of braced up in the tops. So I like it a lot. Well, I got this thing all painted on the top. And I have got the weight for you. 59 is the finished weight of this. Now, it doesn't tell you the weight of the original one, so I'll tell you that in a second. But here is the install here and how this went. Just super simple, actually. Everything lined up. The back holes, it shrunk just a tiny bit, so the back holes didn't line up perfectly. Just got to get this drill bit in there and take a little bit of the edges off, and no problem other than that. And I'm really, really excited about the way that this thing came out. Yeah, so there's me wallowing the holes just a hair. And here comes the footage here to show you exactly what it looks like from the side. Check this out, guys. Heck yeah. Look at that. Look at the way that the rocks are going to slide off of that. Pretty sweet. All right. Here comes the moment of truth. Here is the factory crossmember. Is that a 4? Is that a 4? Oh, no. 30. 29 pounds. Well, we finally have a skid plate of some sorts, and that is making me feel amazing. I'm really excited about how that crossmember came out. So now I have 2 crossmembers where I just had one before, and a massive skid plate for the transfer case. Pretty awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And we're adding one more crossmember. We're going to go between the coil control arm mounts, and we are going to put a skid plate on that for the transmission. If you have any ideas on that, I'm trying to figure out if I should bolt it to the current one or if I should just make it stand alone, or I don't really know. I only have the ability to put one bar on it, so it kind of seems like the best thing is to bolt it to what I've got. But anyway, we'll see. That'll be in the next video. That's a future us's problem. And we will see you guys on that one. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. If you haven't liked this video, also please do that. Come on, you watched all the way through here, and you have to like me enough to watch it, okay? I mean, come on. Anyway, that is going to be it. We will see you guys on the next one. Super stoked. Stuff is getting done.